Welcome on the Cosmic Atom. Are you there? Yes, you. This message has come to you at the best moment. This is not a coincidence. You were supposed to hear this. If you've ever felt disliked, rejected, misunderstood, or assaulted without cause, this is a confirmation. You are not imagining anything. You're not insane. You are one of the selected people. So let me tell you, the hatred you feel is not usual. It's spiritual. Today, I'm going to reveal something that most people will never comprehend. After this, you will never view hate and rejection in the same light again. You'll understand why most people dislike the selected ones. More importantly, why doesn't hatred matter? But before we get started, I need you to connect with this energy right now. If you feel deep down that this message is meant for you, type 77, 111, or 353 in the comments. Let your spirit affirm it. In case you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and touch the bell button, since this channel is your safe haven, your heavenly guidance in a world that tries to extinguish your brightness. Pay careful attention. You were never supposed to fit in. You were never supposed to be loved by everyone. In reality, the fact that others dislike you for no reason demonstrates who you are. Let's get genuine. You've observed it your whole life, have not you? People have seen you differently since you were a youngster. Someone admired you, but many people envied or despised you. You came into a room, and people just responded without saying anything. Some would grin, others would frown. Some might begin muttering or giving you odd stares. And you've always wondered, why are people treating me this way? Today, you'll receive your answer. The world does not despise ordinary people. The world does not detest those who follow the herd. However, the world will always have a problem with those who are different, those that walk truthfully, those who provide light to gloomy regions. The world fears what it cannot control, and selected individuals cannot be controlled. You don't just exist. You transfer energy wherever you go. You disclose the truth, whether you know it or not. And this alone makes some people uneasy. The reality is, they do not despise you. They despise what you represent. They despise the strength inside you, the light you carry, the goal you're traveling toward. This goes deeper than views. This is spiritual. You see, when you're selected, your very presence breaks the system. You are sent here to awaken people, to break generational curses, and to spread knowledge, healing, and transformation. And do you honestly believe darkness would embrace that? No. This world is governed by fear, delusions, and falsehoods. And when you show up with truth, clarity, and divine insight, you pose a challenge to those who enjoy deceit. That is why, when you begin to embrace your actual self, the assaults grow. People suddenly turn against you. Friends may become adversaries. Family members betray you. Strangers go out of their way to depress you. And at first you wonder, what did I do wrong? But the fact is that you did nothing wrong. You accomplished something correctly. Your spirit bothers those who have decided to remain in darkness. And I need you to grasp this now. This isn't a punishment. This is evidence of your strength. The adversary does not assault the weak. The adversary does not spend effort on inconsequential individuals. Those who are attacked the most have the greatest purpose. Congratulations if you have been unjustly reviled, rejected, ostracized, or wrongly accused. You are a strong person. And the sooner you realize this, the sooner you can stop spending energy on individuals who were never intended to comprehend you in the first place. After today, you'll no longer wonder why they despise me. Instead, you'll remark, of course they hate me. I am selected, and you'll continue to go on, unshaken and unstoppable. Now let's go further. Why do people dislike the selected ones? Let's chat about it. Who are the selected ones? Pay close attention. You're not like everyone else. You've always felt strange. You perceive the world through eyes that others cannot. You detect things that others miss. You choose a road that most people will never comprehend. And there's a reason behind it. You are the chosen one. Before we go any further, let me to clarify one point. Being picked does not imply arrogance. It's not about feeling superior to others. It is about accepting a responsibility that many people do not have, because being selected is not about what you get. It is about what you must face and accomplish in this world. And if you're now listening to this message, something within you is awakening. You're remembering who you are. So, what does it mean to be chosen? Let me break it down. 1. The selected ones are spiritually aware. Most folks are sleeping. They go through life blindly, trusting everything the mob tells them and never challenging anything. They pursue material possessions, social praise, and pointless diversions. But not you. You can see through the illusions. You can sense the energy behind words, acts, and events. You can tell when anything is wrong. You are closely linked to your intuition, and it has rescued you more times than you can remember. Even if you attempt to dismiss it, your soul will always know the truth. That's because you're not here to fit in. You came here to wake up, to become awake, and to see the world for what it is. And that alone distinguishes you from the selected ones. Carry the divine mission. Your life is not arbitrary. Everything you've gone through, the challenges, the heartbreaks, and the betrayals have been preparing you from a young age. You felt it. You were never like the others who sought transitory pleasures. You sought significance while they laughed at trivial matters. You reflected profoundly about the world, regarding existence, regarding your genuine purpose. And guess what? You were correct, because the selected ones aren't here to live ordinary lives. You were given a special purpose, a spiritual assignment. Some of you are destined to be healers, bringing light to dark areas. Some of you are intended to be leaders, directing others toward the truth. Some of you are supposed to break generational curses and end the cycles of sorrow that have plagued your family for millennia. You were born for more. Deep down, you've always known it. 3. The selected ones possess an unwavering spirit. Let's be honest. Life hasn't been easy for you. You've experienced obstacles that most people couldn't handle. You've been tried, broken, and pushed to your limit. People you loved have deceived you. You have journeyed alone while others have provided assistance. But look at yourself. You're still here. You did not break. You did not give up. That's because you're formed differently. The Most High gave you an unbreakable spirit. Regardless of how many times you fall, you will rise again. No matter how many people turn on you, you keep going. Regardless of how much they try to kill you, you come back stronger. And this is why you were picked. Because what was supposed to shatter, you simply strengthened your resolve for the selected ones. Misunderstood. Have you ever felt like you didn't belong? For example, no matter how hard you attempt to connect with others, there will always be a gap. That's because your energy is scarce. People do not comprehend you. They don't understand why you believe as you do. Why are you moving differently? Why don't you follow the crowd? And sometimes it makes you feel lonely. But allow me to tell you something. You're not alone. Many selected ones travel the same road all throughout the globe. I'm feeling the same feelings. And despite our physical separation, we are spiritually united. Your soul family will find you eventually. But first, comprehend this. Not everyone is expected to understand you. Your spirit bothers those who remain asleep. That is why some people will reject, envy, or even despise you. But don't let it discourage you, because people who misunderstand you now will eventually seek your advice. 5. Divine protection is bestowed to the selected. You are still standing after all you've gone through. Ever wonder why? Because something higher has always been looking out for you. Think about the instances when you should have lost everything, but somehow you didn't. Consider times when danger seemed imminent, but something drew you away just in time. Consider how, even at your worst days, something kept you going. That's heavenly protection. The selected ones are constantly under heavenly protection and supervision. That is why you can endure situations that others cannot. That is why you recover while others don't. That's why you can't be destroyed. Because you're protected. And no amount of hatred, jealousy, or negativity will alter that. 6. The selected ones must tread the road alone for a while. This trip is not easy. Many people will question you. Many people will abandon you. Many will betray you. You'll also need to learn to stand on your own. However, comprehend this. Your solitude isn't a punishment. It is preparedness. The Most High is setting you apart so that you might discover your power, grow your knowledge, and become the person you were born to be. So don't be afraid of being alone. It's just for a season. And when the moment is perfect, the proper individuals will come to you. Until then, be focused. Continue to develop, walk, and find meaning. Because your time is approaching. Who you are is strong. You're not insane. You are not compelled. You're not alone. You were picked. And regardless of how many barriers you encounter, nothing can stop your destiny. You were sent here for a purpose. And deep down, you already know it. So move openly. Assume your authority. And don't let the world make you forget who you are. Why does the world detest the chosen ones? Let's be clear about something. The world does not despise ordinary people. It has nothing against those who mindlessly follow trends in order to fit in. However, the world will always have a problem with the selected people. If you've ever felt unjustly despised, if people turned against you despite the fact that you've done nothing wrong, if you have been rejected, mocked, or envied, there's a reason. And now I'm going to explain why. You see, this is larger than you. This is not about personal preferences, petty envy, or simple miscommunications. This is spiritual. There's a deep-rooted reason why the world responds to you the way it does. And once you grasp this, you will never again take hatred personally. Because the reality is, they do not despise you. They despise what you carried. Let's break it down. 1. Your light reveals the darkness. When you enter a room, the energy alters. You don't have to say anything. Your very presence communicates. Why? You carry light. And when light enters a dark environment, it reveals everything that was before concealed. Most people believe in illusions. They wear masks. They pretended to be someone they are not. They lie to themselves, others, and the whole world. However, when a chosen one arrives, their light drives everyone to confront the reality. That is unpleasant. People do not enjoy being exposed. They dislike being reminded of their anxieties, inadequacies, or gloom. So, rather of dealing with their own difficulties, they turn on you. You aren't the issue. You're only a mirror reflecting what they do not want to see. Instead of mending, they chose to hate. You cannot be controlled. Most individuals are easy to manipulate. They keep up with current trends. They believe what they are told. They want approbation. They live in terror, fear of being rejected, fear of failing, fear of sticking out. But not you. You move differently. You don't follow blindly. You doubt everything. You trust your instincts. You think for yourself. You refuse to live in fear. As a result, you pose a threat to a control-driven system. The world is based on manipulation. Governments, media, businesses, and even societal systems. They all thrive on keeping people sleeping and docile. But the selected ones, they wake people awake. They challenge the system. They encourage people to think. They interrupt the cycle of control. That is why everyone despises them. Because an uncontrollable individual poses a danger to those who govern them. 3. Your energy is very powerful. Have you ever observed that some individuals appear upset by you for no apparent reason? Even if you're nice. Even if you remain silent. Even if you strive to blend in. Something about you bothered them. Let me explain why your energy is different. Your vibe is higher. Most individuals function at low frequencies. Fear, envy, greed, and ego all work on a much higher level, and low vibrational individuals cannot manage high frequencies. It's like placing darkness next to fire. Someone needs to depart. Your very existence violates their comfort zone. It compels people to experience emotions they do not want to feel. Instead of uplifting themselves, they want to pull you down to their level. However, they cannot. This upsets them even more. For envy and jealousy, the fact is that most individuals live with regret. They settle for less. They gave up on their ambition. They became lost in the world's anticipated feelings. But once they see you, someone who refuses to settle, someone who walks with purpose, someone who understands their value, it reminds them of everything they may have been. And this creates envy. They recognize your power, confidence, and perseverance. They feel intimidated rather than motivated. They wonder, why does this person have what? Don't I? Why do they glow while I feel so drab? Rather of undertaking the inner work, they choose the easy road. Hate. They murmur behind your back. They attempt to impede your benefits. They're silently hoping for your collapse. But they don't comprehend that the chosen ones cannot be prevented. No matter how much people envy you, they cannot take away what God has given you. 5. The spiritual war against the chosen ones. This goes deeper than humanity. This is a spiritual fight. Since the minute you were born, the opponent was aware that you were different. That's why your life has been more difficult than others. That is why you encountered rejection, assaults, and hostility. That is why people turn against you without explanation. Because it is not all about flesh and blood. The darkness sees your might and will use weak-minded people as vessels to attempt to bring you down. Jealousy, gossip, phony friendships, and betrayals are all methods. But here's something the opponent doesn't understand. Every strike makes you stronger. Every betrayal simply makes you wiser. Every rejection brings you closer to your destiny. They despise you because they fear what you may become. And they should, because once a chosen one completely embraces their power, nothing can stop them. Don't be terrified of their hatred. So now I want to ask you, what are you going to do with this knowledge? Will you shrink to suit them? Will you lower the lights so they can relax? Will you quit up because they dislike you? Absolutely not. You weren't brought here to be loved. You were placed here to serve a purpose. And if the world despises you for it, so be it. Because at the end of the day, their hatred just confirms that you are precisely who you were supposed to be. So move openly, stand firm, keep glowing, and remember that the world does not despise the weak. It only despises the powerful. And the one you selected is stronger than they would ever realize. Spiritual battle against the chosen ones. Pay close attention. The chosen one. Your life's conflicts have been everything from routine, pain, treachery, and resistance. It was never only about the people around you. This is spiritual warfare, hatred, jealousy, and surprise assaults. They're caused by forces that are invisible to the naked eye. And if you don't realize this, you'll squander your time fighting the wrong conflicts. The adversary has known who you are from the moment you were born, even before you knew yourself. That is why your life has been full of challenges, battles, and assaults. That is why you have been tested more than others. This is why you felt alone, misunderstood, and rejected. Because the adversary has been attempting to block you from completely awakening. But your eyes are opening. You are now starting to see the reality. And now, I'll explain why the selected ones are the primary targets in spiritual warfare. The conflict isn't between flesh and blood. You must realize that this fight is not physical. It's not about who dislikes you, strangers who attempt to impede your way, or family members who betray you. These folks are only pawns in a larger game. The actual adversary is invisible. The powers of evil have governed the earth for ages. Forces that live on fear, deceit, and manipulation. And the one you choose is a disruptor. You're here to wake folks awake. You've come to bring light into the darkness. You are here to uncover falsehoods and show the truth. And this makes you a threat, because the more people you awaken, the more vulnerable the adversary becomes. That is why they are attacking you. Not because of who you are in the physical world, but because of your spiritual identity. Attacks hike just when you're about to make a breakthrough. Have you ever noticed how near you come to something fantastic, an opportunity, a gift, or a new level in your life? The assaults get more intense. People start behaving strangely. You unexpectedly encounter unanticipated challenges. You feel depleted of energy. You feel doubt, bewilderment, and fear. That's not a coincidence. That's spiritual warfare. Because the opponent understands that once you exceed that barrier, you will become unstoppable. So they send diversions. They deliver betrayals. They level bogus allegations. They attempt to isolate you. But here's something they don't realize. The more they assault, the stronger you become. The trials were supposed to break. You are really preparing for your biggest win. So, don't be afraid if the assaults grow. It indicates that your breakthrough is approaching. The adversary utilizes humans as vessels. Not everyone around you is who they seem to be. Some individuals are being utilized as spiritual vessels, whether they know it or not. The powers of evil operate via weak-minded people who are readily influenced by jealousy, pride, greed, or insecurity. This is why some people suddenly turn against you. This is why some of your pals secretly envy you. This is why some family members attempted to dissuade you. That is why some individuals tell falsehoods about you. It's not just them. It's the spirit that moves through them. Once you grasp this, you can stop taking things personally. You cease responding emotionally. You begin moving with knowledge. Instead of retaliating with rage, you safeguard your energy. Instead of pursuing vengeance, you let divine justice to take its course. Instead of becoming disheartened, you know that the assaults validate your goal. Because the opponent avoids attacking what is weak. They target what is strong. And the one you choose is strong. Your defense is stronger than their strikes. This is something the adversary does not want you to know. You're divinely protected. Yes. Have you been attacked? Yes. Have you been tested? Yes. You have encountered darkness. But look at yourself. You are still standing because no weapon created against you can genuinely succeed. Every time they attempted to destroy you, you rose again. Each time they attempted to break you, you became stronger. Every time they attempted to quiet you, your voice became louder. Because you're covered, angels are allocated to your life. There is heavenly favor on your road. Your actions are guided by a power bigger than any opponent. That's why, no matter how hard they try, they can't stop you, and they never will. How to combat spiritual warfare. You cannot fight this spiritual conflict with physical weapons. You must battle in the spirit, maintain spiritual grounding, meditate, pray, and seek heavenly direction every day. Protect your energy and be cautious of who enters your environment. Not everyone should have access to you. Be mindful of your words and ideas. Speak with authority over your life rather than fear your words. Create your own reality. Continue pushing ahead. Do not allow the assaults to cause you to question your route. Let them affirm that you are on the correct course. Maintain your power. Do not respond emotionally when individuals are being used against you. See the broader picture. Walk in faith. Know that you're safe, guided and backed by forces vastly superior than any adversary. You were made for this. Understand this. You were selected for a purpose. Your road will be difficult because of your lofty goal. The hatred you experience is not a curse. This is a confirmation. The fights you face are not intended to ruin you. They are meant to prepare you. So don't be afraid of the conflict. You were made for this struggle. And no matter what happens, you will triumph. Because nothing can prevent what has been divinely decreed. You were picked. You are protected. You're unstoppable, and the opponent knows it. That explains why they fight so fiercely. However, their struggle is already lost. Signs that you are the object of hatred because you were selected. The chosen one. Have you ever pondered why people turn against you without reason? Why do you meet opposition, even from those you previously trusted? Why does it seem like life has put you in circumstances where you are continuously tried, criticized, or rejected? Allow me to tell you something. This is not arbitrary. This isn't just terrible luck. This is spiritual conflict. When you're selected, you become a target. The world does not welcome people who embody heavenly energy. It repels them because you are bright. Your soul, your inner being, questions all this planet stands for. Some of you have spent your whole life wondering why others treat you differently. But today, you'll finally understand. If you agree with what I'm going to say, this is your confirmation. These are irrefutable evidence that you are the focus of hatred because you have been picked. You have been betrayed by those closest to you. Betrayal is a rite of passage for the chosen people. People you trusted, loved, and would do everything for. They turn their backs on you. Perhaps a buddy has suddenly become distant. Perhaps it was family members that never really supported you. Perhaps the relationship ended in dishonesty. And no matter how kind you were to them, they always found a cause to betray you. Why? Because your spirit differs. You do not behave like them. You do not comply to their low vibrational behavior. Your brightness annoys the darkness. Instead of progressing, they decide to turn against you. People misinterpret you regardless of what you do. It seems that no matter how obvious your intentions are, others distort your words, misunderstand your conduct, or assume the worst about you. You might remain quiet, and they would brand you arrogant. You may be polite, but they will accuse you of having an agenda. You may explain yourself. They will still refuse to comprehend. This is because you aren't supposed to be understood by everyone. How you think, the way you move, how you see the environment, is not intended for the ordinary intellect. The selected ones are not here to be accepted by the majority. They are here to question the status quo, raise awareness, and disrupt generational cycles. Those who are still sleeping will never truly comprehend you. People envy you even when you have done nothing for them. You saw it with your own eyes. People who formerly supported you abruptly changed their minds. People you hardly know look at you with jealousy as if you had something they want. But here's the deal. Envy isn't about what you own. It is about who you are. Even when you had nothing, people envied you. Even though you were suffering, they still resented you. Even when you're at your lowest, they still looked at you with envy. Because it is not about material possessions. It's about your energy. Simply being in your company makes them feel insignificant. Your spirit reminds people of their untapped potential. Your confidence reveals their vulnerabilities. They wish they have your power. They wish they were as resilient as you. They wish they had your favor. And since they don't comprehend how you shine, they choose to hate even at the darkest moments. Rather than learning from you, you have felt alone and lonely. The selected one's route is not crowded. There were moments when you felt absolutely alone. You have gone through times when no one fully understood you. You felt alienated from others around you. This is because selected individuals are set aside. Your energy is not compatible with everyone. Your soul is not designed to be surrounded by low-vibration individuals. You are being prepared for a higher purpose. Sometimes this necessitates seclusion. However, recognize that your seclusion is not punishment. It is preparedness. The highest level is defending you from certain energies. The universe is directing you towards deeper relationships, greater chances, and individuals who genuinely resonate with your soul. People attempt to stifle your blessings or bring you down anytime you're ready to acquire something wonderful. Something or someone attempts to prevent it. Perhaps there was an employment chance that abruptly vanished. Perhaps it was a project that experienced unanticipated setbacks. Perhaps someone attempted to undermine you without your knowledge. This is because your success scares them. Your advancement poses a danger to those who seek to keep you tiny. Your benefits serve as a reminder that you are favored and are in divine harmony. And some individuals would like to see you fail and grow. But this is what they don't grasp. What is intended for you cannot be stolen. No matter how many roadblocks they throw in your way or how hard they attempt to delay you, your destiny is secure. Man cannot undo what has been written in the spiritual world. You feel attacked for no reason, yet you persevere in the face of adversity. Despite all the hatred, treachery, and disappointments, you're still here. You've endured storms that should have killed you. You have gone through fire and emerged unscathed. You have met opponents who believed they could break you, but they were unsuccessful because you are protected. You have celestial energy. You walk in spiritual favor. You are protected by powers considerably stronger than anything that threatens you. That is why, regardless of what others do, you always succeed. Their hatred is evidence of your strength. The chosen one. Don't be afraid of their hatred. Do not reduce your size to make them more comfy. Don't decrease your energy merely to fit in. You are never designed to blend in. You're designed to stand out. Hatred is confirmation that you are fulfilling your destiny. That jealousy is assurance that you have been selected. Their disagreement indicates that you are on the correct track. So keep going, keep glowing, keep soaring, because no amount of hatred can prevent what is divinely intended. You were picked. You are a strong person, and no matter how hard they try, they can't stop your destiny. How to deal with hatred and rejection, chosen one. Pay careful attention. Hatred and rejection are part of your path. They aren't accidents. These are not penalties. These are confirmations. You see, the world does not oppose what is commonplace. It does not test those who follow the crowd. But you are not like other people. You carry something uncommon and magnificent. That is why you have encountered so much opposition. But here is the reality. Today, you must realize that hatred and rejection will not break you unless you let them. You are not supposed to live in dread of others' views. You are not picked just to be vanquished by the world's petty brains. You have been selected. Rise above it all. So how do you address this? How do you stay strong while the world attempts to bring you down? How do you keep going ahead when people are throwing hatred and negativity at you? Let me show you. Do not take this personally. It is spiritual, not personal. The first thing you must realize is that the hatred you are experiencing is not directed at you. It's all about what you represent. People who dwell in the dark will always detest those who bring light. People who are imprisoned in their own insecurities will constantly envy people in positions of authority. People who are weak will constantly attempt to destroy what they cannot control. It is not personal. It is spiritual. You are a reflection of the environment around you. Your presence alone reveals people's flaws, unhealed wounds, phobias, and latent jealousy. Instead of addressing their own difficulties, they focus their energies on hating you. But don't spend your time convincing them of who you are. Do not beg them to comprehend. Don't seek their approval, because regardless of what you accomplish, some people will never like you just because you exist. And that's okay, since you weren't brought here to satisfy them. Don't respond. Move with knowledge and not passion. Hate feeds on reactions. When others attack you, their goal is to break you. They aim to draw you into their negativity. They want you to feel angry, frustrated, or doubtful. Don't give them that authority. When you participate with their negativity, you bring yourself down to their level. When you allow their words to influence your energy, you give them authority over you. Instead, move wisely. Allow them to speak. Let them hate. Let them chatter. However, Do not spend any of your energy attempting to prove yourself to people who are determined to misunderstand you. You don't need their approval. You do not need their approval. You know who you are? When you move with assurance, their views become meaningless. Protect your energy. Not everyone should have access to you. One of the most serious errors a chosen one may make is admitting the wrong people into their life. Not everyone merits your energy. Not everyone gets to sit at your table. Some individuals come into your life just to distract, drain, or destroy you. You must learn how to defend oneself. Be wary of who you disclose your plans with. Be cautious about whoever you trust. Look at people's behavior, not just their words. If someone is consistently bringing negativity into your life, let them leave. Your energy is precious. Your mind, soul, and tranquility. These are treasures. Don't spend them on those who don't value them. Maintain your mission. Your purpose is bigger than their views. Distractions take various kinds: hate, rejection, and betrayal. These are all exams to determine if you will leave your route. Don't fall into the trap. Your goal is larger than their views. Your destiny is greater than their hatred. Every minute you waste thinking about what others think detracts from your ability to carry out your objective. Stay focused. Keep growing, producing, and raising. Because the higher you get, the less their views count. Use hatred as fuel. Instead of allowing their hatred to weaken you, channel it into strength. Let your skepticism motivate you to accomplish even more. Allow their rejection to serve as a reminder that you were born to be unique. Allow their hatred to prove that you are walking in power. Greatness has always been faced with opposition. Every renowned individual throughout history, every leader, visionary, and global changer was despised. Nonetheless, they persevered because their mission outweighed their agony. And it is yours to forgive. But don't forget, move on without resentment. Hatred and rejection may result in wounds. If you're not cautious, it might turn you bitter, angry, or even make you doubt yourself. Do not allow it. Forgive them, not for their sake, but for your own. Let go of any grudges. Let go of the suffering. Don't take their negativity with you. But don't forget the lessons. Some individuals have showed you who they are. Believe them. Do not let the same snakes bite you twice. Move ahead without becoming angry, but with knowledge. Walk with confidence. You're shielded and unstoppable. Above all, walk with confidence. You're not alone. You're divinely protected. You are directed by powers that are stronger than any opposition you may face. No, those formed against you will thrive. No hatred, no rejection, no opponent can prevent what has been written for you. You're unstoppable. The thoughts of lesser minds do not define you. The negativity of weak spirits does not constrain you. You were picked. You are a strong person. You are traveling with divine purpose. And no amount of hatred will alter that. Keep soaring, no matter what. Hatred is the price of greatness. Rejection is a test for the strong. Congratulations if you're dealing with these issues. You're on the right track. Do not allow the world to make you doubt who you are. Don't allow their hatred make you bitter. Don't let rejection break you. You keep ascending. Keep glowing. Continue walking with force. Because no matter how hard they try to stop you, they will never succeed. You have been selected, and your fate remains unchanged. The secret benefits of the hated chosen one. What if I told you that the hatred you face is truly a blessing? What if I told you that every rejection, betrayal, and assault was working for your benefit? The world has taught people to see hatred as a curse, something unpleasant, and something to be afraid of. But what if I told you that the hatred you face is one of the most powerful indications that you are on the correct track? Most individuals don't grasp this. They take hatred personally. They allowed rejection to break them. They let negativity stop them from going ahead. But you were picked. And once you understand the hidden benefits behind the hatred, you will never view it the same way again. Let's go deeper. Hatred confirms your uniqueness. Look about you. The world doesn't despise people who follow the majority. It does not criticize those who dwell in mediocrity. It does not oppose those who comply. The world only despises those who stood out. And this includes you. The fact that you are encountering resistance indicates that you are unique. It signifies you have something unique that the rest of the world is unfamiliar with. It suggests you have an undeniable presence, energy, and spirit. Many individuals spend their whole lives wanting to be noticed, acknowledged, and prove themselves. But you don't have to do anything, and the world has already taken notice of you. That's a gift, and even if the focus is negative, it proves that you are strong. Hatred increases your strength and resilience. Without resistance, there is no progress. Without difficulty, there is no strength. Without resistance, there is no evolution. The hatred you endure is evolving into something more. It pushes you to become stronger, smarter, and more resilient. Think about it. If life had been easier, would you be as psychologically strong as you are now? What if everyone had backed you? Would you have learned to stand on your own? What if no one ever questioned you? Would you have the same desire to prove them wrong? Every insult, treachery, and rejection, it was all preparation because you were never supposed to be weak. You were supposed to be indestructible. Hatred refines you in the same way that fire refines gold. Rejection provides protection. We often wondered why some individuals turned against us, why certain doors closed, or why certain possibilities slipped away. What if I told you that rejection is divine protection? What if I told you that those who walked away were never intended to go where you were going? That those locked doors were really directing you away from something that would have devastated you? Chosen ones are often rejected, not because they are unworthy, but because they are shielded from situations, relationships, and chances that are incompatible with their divine destiny. What seems to be a loss is in fact a redirection. What seems like abandonment is really heavenly separation. What seems to be failure is really a setup for something better. Trust it. Hatred propels you toward your goal. If no one had ever questioned you, would you have fought so hard to prove yourself? Would you have had the same desire to climb if no one had ever insulted you or pushed you away? Would you have found the courage to follow your own path? Hatred has a way of driving you towards your mission. When others reject you, it pushes you to pursue a greater purpose. When others betray you, you learn to depend on yourself. When others underestimate you, it feeds your desire to prove who you really are. Some of the most successful, powerful, and important persons in history were once despised, rejected, and questioned. Instead of letting it shatter them, they turned it into fuel. And this is just what you must do. Allow that skepticism to motivate you to work harder. Allow their rejection to serve as a reminder that you were born to be unique. Allow their hatred to drive you to new heights. Hatred divides you from the wrong people. Not everyone in your life is supposed to remain. Some folks just stay for a season. Some folks are only there to teach you a lesson. Some individuals are simply there to test your strength. Hatred has a way of bringing out the truth about people. It reveals who really supports you and who is merely pretending. It reveals those who secretly envy you. It eliminates individuals who were never supposed to be a part of your path. And although it may be hard at first, remember that this is a benefit since you don't need artificial love. You don't need fake allegiance. You don't need individuals around you who are simply there for their own advantage. Let them go, because when the wrong people go, the right ones arrive. The hatred is evidence that you are the chosen one. After now, you will never think of hatred as a terrible thing. You will perceive it as confirmation, a present, or a disguised blessing. The hatred you encounter is evidence that you are on the correct track. The rejection you receive demonstrates that you are distinct. The resistance you face demonstrates that you are strong. So embrace it. Allow it to strengthen you, not diminish you. Allow it to develop you, not break you. Allow it to push you, not going to stop you. Because no matter how much people despise, reject, or attempt to knock you down, you will triumph. And one day, those who questioned you will be forced to see your success. The fate of the chosen one's selected one. Everything you've gone through has led you to this point. Pain, rejection, betrayal, and loneliness. None of it was random. Nothing was in vain. Every obstacle, conflict, and storm. This was all part of your preparation. You were never intended to live an average existence. You were never supposed to follow in the footsteps of the crowd. You were born with the potential to achieve something bigger. And now it's time to figure out what it genuinely means. Because your destiny is larger than you think. You were picked to lead, not just follow. Most individuals follow the crowd. They obey orders, believe what they are taught, and conduct their life within the boundaries imposed by society. But not you. You were never satisfied with mindless obedience. You never fit into the system. You never follow trends just because others did. That's because you weren't supposed to be part of the herd. You were destined to lead. You were created to tear down boundaries, defy the standard, and set an example. Your mind is different. Your vision differs. Your route is distinct. And that is why so many people have attempted to discourage you. Because once you truly accept who you are, you become unstoppable. You were selected to awaken others. Your path is not only about you. You're here to awaken others and help those who are lost, to provide light in areas where there is only darkness. And this is why your encounters have been so intense. Because how can you guide people through their struggles if you have never encountered adversity yourself? How do you educate people about strength? How can you talk about healing if you've never fought before? If you've never had to heal, everything you've been through is designed to give you insight, experience, and strength so that when the time comes, you can stand before people and say, I've walked through the fire and I'm still here. And they'll listen. Because great leadership is based on experience rather than words. You were selected to break generational curses. Many chosen ones are born into families with long histories of sorrow, trauma, and dysfunction. And this is not a coincidence. You were put in that household for a specific reason, to stop the pattern. Anger, addiction, poverty, anxiety, and self-doubt. These items have been handed down through generations. But with you, it's over. You're the first of your type. You're the one who sees what others refuse to see. You're the one who dared to challenge what others consider usual. And this is why your journey has been so challenging. Breaking generational curses is difficult. Most people lack the necessary strength for this task. It demands perseverance, knowledge, and resilience. But you were meant for this. And because of your bravery, future generations will live differently as a result of your sacrifices. Your future family will not have to go through the same anguish because you decided to ascend. The curse is broken. You were picked to walk with heavenly favor. The challenges have been significant, but so have the benefits. Chosen ones do not follow the norms of this life, whilst others struggle. You will find your path when others are lost. You'll have direction, while others are stuck. You will have breakthroughs because favor follows you. Have you ever observed that no matter how many times you fall, you always manage to get back up? How? No matter how many adversaries you face, you will always be protected. That is because you're not on this journey alone. There are forces working in your favor. You are being directed, protected, and strengthened by a force bigger than anything in this world. Nothing can stop you if you keep on your course. You were picked to establish a legacy. You're not here just to exist. You came here to leave something behind. Your effect will never be forgotten. What you accomplish in your lifetime will have an impact well beyond your years. Perhaps it's the knowledge you provide, Perhaps it's the lives you affect. Perhaps it's the example you've established. But don't worry. You'll be remembered because people never forget those who dare to be different. People never forget people who stand up for something higher. People never forget people who lived with purpose. And you picked one who was born to bring about change. Step confidently into your destiny. After now, you will never longer doubt your identity. You will no longer shrink to accommodate others. You will no longer seek for affirmation from those who will never understand you, since you were not placed here to fit in. You were brought here to stand out. Your destiny is bigger than their ideas. Your mission is bigger than their hatred. Your purpose is more than that. Doubt. So move into your power. Walk with confidence. Keep soaring, no matter what happens at you, because the route ahead of you has already been written, and nothing can prevent what has been divinely decreed. You were picked. You are a strong person, and your destiny is unshakable. Call to action, the chosen one. This message has come to you at the best moment, not by chance or coincidence, but by divine alignment. Everything you've heard today was intended for you. It was a reminder, a revelation, a validation of your deepest intuition. You're not like everyone else. You never were. You felt it since you were a youngster. You've seen the indications. You have been through the trials, tests, betrayals, and hatred. But now you know why. You now understand that the resistance you have encountered is not indicative of weakness. It is evidence of your strength. The rejection you've experienced is not a curse. It's heavenly protection. The conflicts you waged were never intended to ruin you. They were supposed to prepare you. Now, there's no going back. What are you going to do with this knowledge? Now you understand who you are. You now understand your mission. What happens next now that you've recognized your destiny? You have two options. You may either retreat into the darkness, pretend you never received this message, and attempt to integrate into a world that was never intended for you. Alternatively, you may move bravely into your power, completely accept your divine calling, and confidently walk into your destiny. And deep inside, you know the answer. There's no going back. You were not supposed to be little. You were not picked to remain quiet. You weren't brought here to live in terror. You were brought here to rise, to awaken, to lead, to heal, to glow. And no amount of hatred, rejection, or hostility will stop you until you let it. Your time has come. This is your moment. The world has tried to break you, yet you are still alive. The adversary attempted to stop you, but you keep climbing. Life has thrown everything at you, but you have not been vanquished. Do you know what it means? It says you're unstoppable, regardless of what they say. No matter what they do or how many times they attempt to stop you, you will succeed because your destiny is larger than their doubt. Your goal is stronger than their hatred. Your spirit is impenetrable, untouchable, and unmistakable. Engage with this energy right now. If this message resonated to your soul, if you felt the fire inside you kindle, if you knew it was intended for you, I want to hear from you. Please confirm by typing 777, 111, or 3083 in the comment section. Allow the universe to allow the highest. Let the world know you're ready. Prepare to walk into your power. Prepare to accept your calling. Prepare to step into your destiny without fear. In case you haven't already, subscribe and then hit the bell symbol. This is not just a channel. It is a haven for selected individuals like you. A place where the truth is spoken, knowledge is shared, and spiritual warriors are reawakened. You do not have to go through this path alone. Walk in your power. One has been chosen after today. Let there be no more uncertainty, no more dread, no more shrinking to make others comfortable. Walk with confidence. Move with purpose. Maintain a powerful presence, because the world is watching. Some will despise you for who you are. Others will envy your strength. However, some people need your assistance. Those who remain lost, sleepy, and looking for the light you bring. And when the time comes, they will turn to you for direction. Because you picked one, he was brought here to lead rather than merely survive. Now go. Shine more brightly than ever before. Walk confidently into your destiny. And never, ever allow this world to darken your light, because you have been chosen, and nothing can prevent what has already been written for you. Dear viewers, your support through Super Chat and membership is the only source of income that keeps this channel running. If you want me to continue uploading valuable content without delays and to stay motivated in providing you with the best wisdom, I need your help. Every contribution, big or small, makes a huge difference. Feel free to donate and support Pure Wisdom so we can keep growing together. Your generosity keeps this journey alive. Thank you for being part of this amazing community. If you're enjoying the content on Pure Wisdom and find value in the messages we share, I encourage you to subscribe. Based on the latest analytics, 93.9% of viewers are watching without subscribing. By subscribing, you not only stay updated with new content, but also support the channel's growth, allowing us to continue spreading wisdom for the chosen ones. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss an important message. Let's build this community together.